This meeting is being recorded by the Greenfield Redevelopment Authority. If any other persons present are doing the same, please notify the chair at this time. I'll call this meeting to order at 2:01 p.m. and do a roll call of members. Jean Wall.
Here.
Nancy Hawkins. Okay, I saw her mouth here. She's muted, but we'll see if she can fix that.
Now, can you hear me?
Great.
Okay.
Perfect.
All
Okay.
right, and Otis Wheeler here. So we'll just jump right into new business. First National Bank, review of procedure and discussion of timeline for issuing request for proposals for the First National Bank.
Great. And if it's okay with the chair, I think I might like to swap the order of the timeline and the discussion about the RFP content. Just might
Sure.
feels to make a little more sense in my brain to talk about the contents first and then the logistics. So I sent around a one-page overview, and I think that's what I would like to focus on. You've already seen the RFP and almost its exact iteration. We made a couple of language tweaks following our last meeting. And so I just want to go over the high points and then have you ask any questions you have. And then ideally at the end of this, I would love if there was a motion to approve the RFP and authorize the city to issue it contingent on getting the blessing of the city's acting procurement chief. So, as you're all aware, this is for the acquisition, renovation, and redevelopment of First National Bank. So just highlighting that we are looking for somebody to take the bank, purchase the bank. We are not looking to hold on to it.
Good.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. So the main goals of the RFP and the goals in redeveloping this property are to activate the building, support downtown revitalization efforts, contribute to the character of downtown, and honor and preserve the historic facade. None of that has changed since the earlier iterations of the RFP, and I think all of those still hold true, though you should absolutely push back if you think I am mistaken. We also listed, and I guess I did not include here, we listed several goals for what the property could be used for, if you recall. And those goals covered a range of items from retail space to restaurant or cafe to performing arts to maker space. I'm just going to flip to the page in the RFP there. So they're listed, if you're curious, on page 15 of the RFP. It's pretty all-encompassing. The original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uses were identified way back in the Bank Row Urban Redevelopment Plan back in 2008. So those still continue. And then this committee has added over the last 10 or so years other uses or potential uses, which include a boutique hotel, food hall or artisan cooperative, pop-up shop, makerspace, residential use, and arts and innovation spaces beyond strictly performing arts. It's pretty much the gamut, but with a focus on things that will activate the space in a way that drives foot traffic downtown and creates some sort of economic driver. If all of those seem good, a quick overview on the RFP process and in particular, what we're evaluating folks on. So when developers respond to this RFP, they're going to give us two documents, two packages. One is going to be the technical proposal and one is the financial plan. The technical proposal are all the guts of their actual plan. So I listed them out for you here, but it basically includes an overview of what their plan actually is, information about who they are, and what their experience is. So we have a level of confidence that they can actually execute this plan. And then a timeline and some details on the project concept. That's what we'll be evaluating on the technical side. And then the financial plan, we've asked them to demonstrate their ability to actually not only acquire the property, but see it through from beginning to end, and identify what they expect that their sources of funding will be. So we'll have a sense of whether it's 100% financed, whether they're bringing some dollars to the table and what that mix looks like. And then a form, which is their price proposal, where they'll actually list their proposed purchase price. Questions so far?
Nope.
Alrighty. I will keep going. So at the bottom of that one pager, I listed out how we would be evaluating them. In the RFP, there's a chart where we'll be rating each of the, or you'll be rating each of the proposals.
Are you still on page 15?
Nope. I am now moving to page 23, very bottom of page 23, and really page 24 and 25. So 24 and 25, it's two charts. Would it help if I shared my screen?
Yep.
Great. See if I can do that. Put on my glasses. Can you see a chart?
Yes.
Great. Okay. This is how you'll be evaluating the proposals that we receive. So this first page will be how you evaluate that technical side of the piece. So we'll be looking at project understanding, which is basically, are they coming to the table with a proposal that reflects a similar understanding to us in terms of what we're looking for at that space? Design and historic sensitivity. So is their design something that might fit in with the character of that area downtown, or is it something really wacky and out of the box? Their ability to successfully execute the project. So again, their experience in this area, not only in everything from obtaining financing to project management. Development capacity and current workload. So do they have exactly what it says, the capacity to take on a project of this scope and this size? And if their capacity is tight, what is that going to do to their timeline? And how do we feel about that? Which brings me to the last one, strategy and timeline. So we'll ask them for their best guess as to a timeline. We could get someone saying they can close and move the project forward in 6 months, or there could be somebody who wants 3 years. We ask them just for what they think they'll need to put together all the project pieces, and we'll evaluate that as well. If I scroll down, can you see the screen scrolling?
Yes.
Perfect. Financial plan. So this is the other package that they'll be submitting with their financial information and the price proposal. And this is really, does the plan make sense? Does it seem realistic and feasible? And do we think that they have the capacity to actually do this? So have they done a project of this size in the past and successfully financed it through to completion? And again, we're going to rate each of them highly advantageous, advantageous, or not advantageous based on the little descriptors in there. We'll give them scores. We'll add up the scores. At the end, we should have somebody with a top score. That doesn't mean we have to go by that top score. There may be other factors that aren't reflected on here that we want to talk about. So maybe the person with a top score is coming from Florida, and there's somebody with a very similar score who's a local developer, and we'd feel more comfortable with a local person. Factors like that we can take into consideration. But these scores and these criteria are what's going to drive our evaluation. Make sense? Sound good?
Yeah. So my question is so you have already put this out there, or you're going to put this
Nope.
out?
I can't put it out until you authorize me to go ahead and do it, and until the chief procurement officer for the city has a chance to read through it and just make sure that everything I said checks off all the procurement law boxes, and that it fits into his procurement calendar.
Where does it go?
When it goes out,
Yep.
it goes on combis, and then internally we have a list of developers that we disseminate to. I also have an old, more expansive list of developers who have received this RFP in the past that I can put it on. I'm also going to the Western Mass Developers Conference, which is a gathering of Western Mass developers in Springfield in the middle of October, and sharing information about it there. And then I can send it. You will all get a copy. You're welcome to share it wherever you would like, and you can tell me to share it in other places too.
Okay.
and it will be online. And as I mentioned before, I believe I'm going to stop sharing.
I
So we
have
can
a
see each other.
question.
Yes, go ahead.
The interior things that have to be saved, is that flexible?
My understanding, but we've said in the RFP that they'll have to work it out with Mass Historic, is that there is flexibility on the interior. I think with the exception of maybe some of the very large grading work, it's the exterior where there's really virtually no flexibility. The facade is what has to stay.
Okay.
What I've been told is there is some flexibility on the interior. The two developers that have been in touch over time with our office, both are interested in preserving much of the interior architectural features. They both think they're really beautiful and interesting, and it fits in with their anticipated plans.
Okay, got it.
But that will be on the developer. We've disclosed in the RFP that there is a Mass Historic Preservation restriction on the property, and that they'll need to comply with whatever the MHC tells them that they need to do.
And it's not our problem.
It is not our, I mean, it's only our problem in that if the requirements for them to comply becomes too big a hurdle for them to get through the project. So we would certainly do our best to facilitate as much flexibility as we could from MHC, but it's not our problem to make it comply, it's theirs.
Okay,
All of the burdens in this really are on the developer. There's probably more reports on this property than any property I've seen in the city in terms of condition and architecture and pictures and all the things. So I think at least these two developers are going into it with eyes wide open about the
Okay.
challenges.
Okay.
Questions? Okay. Jumping up to the logistics, we just went through how we'll review it. My question for you is it safe to assume that you would like to issue it as soon as possible? Or are you feeling like you would like to wait for some reason?
soon as
Well,
possible.
why wait? Yeah, as soon as possible.
I don't think we should wait, but you were the committee,
Yeah.
not me, so.
We're ready to go,
Okay,
I think.
I am ready to go as well. Perfect. The way the timeline is spelled out, it doesn't have exact dates, but it has a rough periods of time in terms of after the issuance, then there would be a site visit, there'd be a period of time for questions. People submit questions in writing. We have to submit responses in writing and post the responses. The last time you all did an RFP, it gave a window of about 3 to 4 months, but between the first issuance and the deadline for responses. I'm gonna try to get it on the 3-month side of 3 to 4 months. Ideally, I think it's a complicated project, a complicated property, so I don't want to be too short about it. But 4 months to me feels like a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly where we have folks who I don't think will need quite that amount of time. So I'm going to push for the 3 months. The procurement officer, who is Stephen Nemberkow, the finance director for the city, is the one who'll have the final say on the calendar because he's the one that does the official posting. He's the person who responds to the questions in writing, collects the responses, and sort of controls all the legal end of it. And so I will encourage him to aim for the 3 months, but his calendar and the state rules will define our parameters.
Good.
Any other questions on the RFP? Or in the alternative, I'd be happy to, if the chair would be interested, entertain a motion.
I don't have any more questions. I mean, we've seen this before in
Didn't we?
only slightly different form. So I feel
Have you
good
really?
about it at this point.
Okay.
Any questions, Jean or Nancy?
Nope.
Nope.
No. So yeah, I would entertain a motion to authorize the RFP. Amy, can you give us the language around what?
Sure. It would be a motion to authorize the city to issue the RFP, subject to approval by the city's acting procurement officer.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
No, we just had the discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous.
Hurrah. Thank you all so much. I already reached out to the finance director to tell him that, or ask him that if we could meet to get this ball rolling. So as soon as I have dates, I will let you know, and then I will send you the final version that you are welcome to disseminate once I have it all signed off on by Stephen.
Right.
Okay.
And so,
Thank
and we need to physically go into the office. Is this, am I thinking of the right thing here?
You
What
are,
do
yes.
We need signatures, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming up on the next document. I
Okay.
don't need any signatures for the RFP. You will need to physically come in to review the responses that we receive. I should be able to send you them in PDF form to review earlier, but for our actual meeting, I think we should do that in person. The signatures is for the next agenda item.
What's the deadline for the signatures? Was that the 6th?
October, let me just, it's either 6 or 7.
7's, okay.
If 7 is a holiday, then it's 6, but hold on.
Is 7 a holiday?
No, I don't think so. Give me one, let's see, here we go. October 6th. I am happy to come, are we ready to move to that agenda item?
Yes, I think we
Okay,
are.
great. So this is 38 Butternut Street. This is Applied Industries. They are the lovely, and I say that not at all facetiously, property on the circle with Mackin Construction Company. They have had no issues that have come up. They have not done anything to violate. They have maintained and I think improved the property during their stay in the industrial park. And they are now selling it. I have not been able to compel them to tell me who they are selling it to, and the buyer's attorney has not been in touch with me yet, so I don't know who it's being transferred to, but as we did with a prior property, they are looking for a certificate of compliance, which basically says after the sale, we're not going to come after them looking for them to pay us funds or repair property because they put up illegal fencing or shrubbery that was too close to the road, something like that. I don't see any issue with all of you signing that. So if you do vote to approve that, I will need your signature, and it has to be a notarized signature. I'm happy to drive around and come to you if that makes it easier. Or you can come to me and just, if you can give me a heads up so I can make sure to find a notary and have them waiting for you when you arrive, that would be great.
I can, if you have your schedule, I mean, I just,
Mhm.
I could come in Wednesday.
Sure. What time on Wednesday?
How about noon?
Perfect. Wednesday at noon.
Since you have to have a notary, you can't bring it to the parking commission meeting tomorrow.
You have to be there.
Unless, I could only do that if there was also going to be a notary there, and at 6 o'clock, I don't think there will be.
Then
If-
I'll come at noon with Nancy.
Noon on
Okay.
Wednesday? Okay, great.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I could do that time if.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
And previously, when we've done this, I think the bank has had a notary available.
The bank has a notary, Patty in the mayor's office is a notary.
Right, we'll
I'll
figure it
find a living, breathing notary with their stamp and corral them. If the three of you can be here at noon on Wednesday. And if that notary is going to be Patty, I might send you a quick email and just say, meet me at City Hall as opposed to my office.
Okay.
Just to save Patty the walk across the street, but let me just confirm her schedule and then I'll shoot you an email to confirm with you.
Sounds good.
Okay.
But regardless, I will have a notary Wednesday at noon. So if the chair has no more conversation, I would entertain a motion to authorize, or a motion to approve the, let me get the wording right.
Do you know when it's supposed to
Certificate of
close?
compliance. October 7th, I believe, which is why she needs it by the 6th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Last I heard, it could be a moving target, but if you all can be here on Wednesday, that's great, and I can get it back to her.
Yep.
So I'll just need a motion to authorize issuance of the certificate of compliance by the GRA for 38 Butternut Street in Greenfield.
I motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Amazing.
Great. All right.
If only all my meetings could be this smooth and quick. Anything else? That's all I had on the agenda.
That's it. I just wanted to say thanks
Great.
to Christian, who's not here but has moved on to
Yes.
to another position. Wanted to congratulate him on that and just acknowledge that in the minutes.
Where is he?
He is working for the Chamber of Commerce. He's the downtown district coordinator for a series of 5 towns. Montague, Northfield, Bernardston,
Buckland Shelburne?
Oh, you might be there. Buckland, Shelburne. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, doing downtown art and downtown projects there. So it was a great move for him. We miss him hourly,
I'll bet.
all the time. But
And before the meeting started, Amy told me that they are interviewing for a replacement.
we are. We've interviewed 2 folks and we have 1 more tomorrow. We'll see if anything else comes in this week, and then I expect we'll be hiring
Oh, good.
shortly.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We have a agenda item open to set a future meeting date. I'm sorry, Otis, this is your meeting.
No, oh, totally
We
fine,
could
yeah.
railroad right over you.
Fine with me. Yeah, do we want to set a meeting date, or is that dependent on getting, some details?
Let me, I
yeah.
think it probably makes sense to save you all from scheduling and rescheduling if I meet with Stephen and get the final dates for the issuance of the RFP. I can let you know that, and then if you feel like you want another meeting, there's not even really a need to hold a meeting at that time. I can let you know via email, as long as we don't get into a email conversation that would violate open meeting law. You can let me know in the interim if you want to have a meeting, but otherwise, I think our next meeting would be either to review responses or to discuss what we should do if we have no responses. So
Okay.
here's hoping it's the former and not the latter.
Right.
But we've done that too.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right, Gene.
yeah.
We
I
sure
feel
have,
confident this time. We're good.
but I'm feeling optimistic, so I'm,
Well, that's good.
Yeah. well, don't get ahead of us, but yeah,
All right.
that is all I had that notice.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah,
Do I hear a
thanks.
motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Uh,
Meeting is adjourned at 2:24.
Okay.
Perfect.
See everyone on Wednesday.
okay.
See ya.
Great.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.